You can integrate indirect, capital, and non-sponsored project types from the EPM Planning Projects module with Project Management. After you create and approve projects in the EPM Projects module, send them to Project Management for detailed task-level budgeting and control. This series covers the tasks to integrate EPM Planning and Project Management. In this first video, we'll look at the steps required to configure Project Management for EPM Planning integration. Here are the tasks you need to complete in Project Management to start the integration process. First, configure security. Second, define financial plan types. Third, create or identify the integration project templates. Fourth, optionally configure the budget approval workflow. Step 1. Configuring security. To establish a connection between EPM Planning and Project Management, the integration user must have the following roles and privileges. To run Oracle Business Intelligence Publisher reports used in the integration, here are the roles you need. Import project data into third-party software, and get project setups. To run the projects and budgets file-based data import processes used in EPM Planning data integration, you must have the following privileges and roles. For privileges, run import projects process, run import project budgets process. For roles, run import project process, run import project budgets process. For duty name, FSCM Load Interface Administration. Step 2. Defining financial plan types. In Project Management, navigate to Manage Financial Plan Types in Functional Setup Manager. Financial plan types are used to define default information and planning options for creating different types of budgets or forecasts in Project Management. You create a financial plan type for each set of integration jobs that import from EPM Planning to Project Management. You enter basic financial plan type information and setup and planning options that determine how associated financial plan versions are created. The financial plan type name must be unique. Descriptions are optional. The plan class determines whether the plan type will be used to create budget or forecast versions. I'm exporting project budgets. Select a date from which the financial plan type is available for use. I'll be planning projects and entering amounts in multiple currencies. For budget options, select to enable planning in multiple transaction currencies. You associate one or more sets with financial or project plan types so that project managers can use them to create financial plans for projects or project templates. For amount types, select the measures project managers can plan for in their budgets. The planning level determines the level of where the budget is captured. Select Accounting Calendar as a calendar type for your non-sponsored projects. For period profile, select an option based on your implementation. This determines how periods are grouped for display when editing budget versions. For currency settings, select currencies used in both EPM Planning and Project Management. Select a rate type as a source of conversion rates. Select a date type to determine whether conversion rates are derived based on the start or end date of plan lines or a fixed date. If you have specific rate schedules, you can add the relevant business units and select Use Planning Rates. Save your financial plan type. You'll be specifying the target financial plan type when you modify data integration jobs. Step 3. Creating or identifying the integration project templates. Project templates let you quickly create projects that share common features, attributes, and options. They drive how a project is managed and executed. Enter a name and number for the project template. EPM Planning stores project template names in Smart Lists. Selecting a business unit determines which rate schedules, project types, and invoice formats projects can use. It also determines the legal entity and which project and task-owning organizations are available for projects. Selecting a project unit determines which class codes, financial and project plan types, project roles, and statuses projects can use. It also determines which transaction types are available for projects. Organization determines the default organization for the project. Selecting a project type enables you to control basic project configuration options for burdening, billing, capitalization, and project categorization. Set the initial project status to active. You can select when the project template becomes available for use. Save your initial selections. In Setup Options, select which options to display for projects created with this template. Save your changes. Step 4. Configuring the budget approval workflow. This step is optional. To restrict approval of the detailed budget based on the strategic budget imported to project management, perform the following tasks. First, enable the financial plan type of the detailed budget for workflow approval. Next, configure the approved plan version BPM task rules as needed to approve or reject the detailed budget against the current baseline version of the strategic financial plan type. For more information, review the What's New section, enhance financial plan approval to support additional integrations on the Cloud Readiness page for Oracle Project Management Cloud. Related videos and the Unified Planning, Budgeting, Execution, and Analysis of Projects technical brief are linked in the description. To learn more, visit docs.oracle.com.